Okay, let's talk about 48 cell LTO mounting. This is of course assuming that we can actually get it to work electrically. So this is my project car with the original battery pack removed, and what you'll see is I've used the old cut up battery pack which I had for the lithium ion various variations, and basically I cut the ends off to normal packs, and you can see the two ends in situ here. So this was just to see, can the LTO cells fit in the profile of the standard NIMH pack, and you can see there I've just got them resting on some styrofoam at the same level as the aluminium bar that goes across, and they can fit under the also the BCM and MCM mounting bracket with the mounting bolts in the same positions, and also that gives us the structural rigidity which I like for the switchboard. I do not like the switchboard pressed up against the DC to DC converter, and it retains all the modules in the OEM positions. Obviously you remove the fan ducting and fan at the end here, and I haven't even bothered to remove the fan duct at the other end yet, so they could go another 2 or 3 inches, another couple of inches further forward at least. So with that in mind, then we can see that the width of the blocks etc would allow them to fit within the standard NIMH battery pack width, and obviously we could do something with that. So I like to retain the original mounting points if we possibly can, to make it as simple as possible. So let's look at a case. So here's a case of which I've taken out the support struts, if you want to call it. Now it still has 2 support struts inside. Now these can be chopped out easily with a saw, and then that gives us a rectangular cavity. So do the batteries fit in? So here we can see one I prepared earlier. This from another lithium ion experiment yonks ago, but you can see that the packs will fit inside the nickel metal hydride case profile. You have to squeeze down the rubber here to get it in. Now if we took the plastic bottom off here, there's a couple of millimeters here, and we could probably get away with a couple of millimeters, so you could probably have a 4mm or 3 or 4mm aluminium plate just inserted into this. Obviously I've cut the bottom out of this one, so but you wouldn't do that in your one. This was for my pouch cells, and also I've cut the top out of this, and you wouldn't necessarily do that either. So the case would retain a lot of rigidity and strength, and we would fit into it. Well, we may fit into it an aluminium plate, we may not bother. Or just a little plate just to come out over the ends, so it supports the ends of the pack. So basically the packs could go slide in fit into a cutout NIMH battery case. Obviously we still have the same connection points here, and what we could do is we could just make some short flying leads and probably connect straight to the or make a plate here, perhaps plastic plate here with some bolts coming through that we can just terminal onto, or plugs and sockets or whatever anyway. But that electrical side can be sorted out. But the main gist of this is that these packs can slide into the width of the nickel metal hydride battery case with a little bit of persuading, and so that's a possible quite secure mounting, and just using the battery case with these 2 strengthening or to support pieces cut out, and retaining the full strength of the original OEM case. And then perhaps if we need to, just put a little extension on the lip here, perhaps a 2mm or 3mm aluminium plate or something in here, just to support the ends of the pack, or make a plastic support that would go in there, like a little box or something with a plastic ends, just something to support the ends of the pack there. So the idea is basically that the 48 cell, if it works electrically, could fit into the nickel metal hydride battery pack space, and could fit into a hacked IMA battery case, potentially simplifying installation and then not requiring a manufacture of a aluminium plate etc. We just use the standard IMA battery case, but with the middle cut out, if that makes sense. But you wouldn't cut out the top or the bottom. Well, certainly wouldn't cut out the bottom. You might have to cut out some part of the top here just to get access perhaps to connections, the bolts on top of the you might have to do 50mm holes or 30mm holes or something, just to be able to get connection access to the LTO battery connectors when they're in position underneath. But the gist of it is that they can fit in like that, and the OEM parts remain in their standard place. The switchboard is properly supported. The MCM and BCM models remain in their proper place, and we still have the cover mounting bolts as well accessible, so the whole thing basically fits together as standard. We've just squeezed these two packs into the cutout IMA battery case. So as you can see there, we'd probably, if we push this another 2 inches that way, we probably need to add a couple of inches support at either end of the battery case just to get underneath the edge of the battery pack there. So that could be done probably just with a aluminium plate or something. Anyway, I'm sure we can sort that out. So that's what I'm looking at. The parts have arrived for the LTO high voltage side device now, so I'm going to hopefully have a look at putting that together on Sunday, but I've got a pretty busy weekend ahead.